You ever see that picture you like?
Look at this patty.
What? No, dude.
They just threw
That's
that
not
on
even
there.
a patty.
Oh, it is folded.
Oh, that's why.
Look at this beef, though.
What's going on?
Dude, that's there's no way he's 4 foot, bro.
Hell.
We've talked about midgets on here before, haven't we? No, we
No,
talked
they
about that
do.
guy with no legs. Yeah,
Damn.
that guy.
What if I wore sunglasses?
What if you wear sunglasses?
You said, what if God wears sunglasses?
He doesn't need sunglasses.
You can wear
I
sunglasses.
said, what
Are
if
you
I wore
stoned?
sunglasses?
You look stoned.
No.
Your eyes are like this.
It's because the light's kind of getting to me.
Oh, is the light too bright?
I can deal with it, though. Let's go.
Let's talk about God, though. Oh, no, you can't. I forgot.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it.
Wait, you can't talk about God?
No, I don't want to talk about it on this podcast.
Oh,
On the PAWG
You don't want to
cast.
debate it.
Did you know that was our name?
And I wouldn't debate it anyway, because that's never the goal.
Sure.
I wouldn't participate.
Yeah, that's all right.
Do debates ever lead into, like understanding, like both people like agreeing on something, or is it literally just for a debate?
I don't know.
Debate contest or just like
Yeah.
two
Just
people
any type of a debate. I feel like nobody's ever like at the end of the debate like, oh, I guess you're right, and then they just start believing it.
That ain't the goal of it.
If you're in a contest, like debate club, they score points and shit, depending on how you like.
But they never teach you to like just accept the other idea.
That's not what it's about.
Nah.
Even in real life. And it's not a contest, that ain't what it's
About
about.
trying to get people to believe what you believe.
Yeah. It's about trying to tell
So-
that other guy that you're wrong.
So that idea right there is basically telling us that there is no like truth if nobody's going to accept the other ideas.
I mean, you can. I'm just saying, like, if you try to debate, which is why I said I don't debate.
There's objective truth.
Yeah.
I think we're too far gone.
What does that
Us
mean?
as people.
It's objectively true that microphone is sitting on the table.
But then you can get like somebody who's like super scientific, be like, actually, it's floating in the air, and I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you could actually
Well,
say
the microphone is this. This is the microphone stand.
right. See, so you could say that it's we know that it's sitting there because we can see it, but what if it's not there until we touch it? Like, because I mean, you could be like someone could be sending you signals to your brain that you think you're seeing it, like a mirage in the desert.
That's good.
And so
That'd
you
be
don't
hard
know-
to prove, though.
This is worse than
And
that
so you
video
know, well, yeah,
simulation
it'd
theory
be
that I
hard.
watched.
It'd be hard. Wait, this is worse than what?
This is worse than that video simulation theory that I watched on YouTube.
That's what I'm talking about. We could be living in a simulation where people are simulating that we feel things,
Dude, he just went through.
or that we see things.
He just went through so much just to like explain. Like I can't believe you. Like,
It's hard to.
he went through so much explaining just to be like you could be in a simulation, but he gave me too much.
Yeah, it
Who
doesn't.
was it?
Who'd you watch? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't pay attention to these famous guys. Not especially with stuff like that. It was just random. Someone told me about simulation theory, and I was like, huh. So I looked it up.
Was
And
it
I watched?
Was it DeGrasse Tyson? His punk ass.
That sounds cool, but then it gets to the point like who's running them? Like where did they come
Simulation?
from? The people who
See,
are
but
running it.
what makes me mad is
We
that
did it.
they pretty much said the same thing about simulation theory, with almost as if like with the religious theory. Like the guy in the video said that some greater thing or whatever is creating a simulation that we're all a part of. I'm like, so you're pretty much saying the exact same thing that these
So
other
it's a
guys are saying.
simulation within a simulation within a simulation.
I mean, he's saying that someone created the simulation, and we're in it. But
what if-
someone else created the simulation.
If the simulation is
That's what I'm trying to get
so
at.
real that we don't know, like what it's like to not be in the simulation, that it's not a simulation.
Yeah, I mean,
Like it's real.
yeah. Like, why would the person
what
that
if the
created it
people-
let us
So
be
it wouldn't-
aware?
It wouldn't matter then.
Like the people we're thinking of that we think are running the simulation, what if they don't even know they're running it?
Wait, who? They don't know that they're running a
Yeah, the
simulation?
people who we think are running a simulation, what if they don't even know they're running a simulation? They just think they're living regular life.
We would never know.
I know.
We wouldn't
Why would
know.
they let us
We wouldn't
know?
know that they would
If
know.
someone created the simulation,
We wouldn't
why
know
would
that
let
they
us
would.
They don't know that we think that this is a simulation.
What if we created a simulation, but we were a simulation? So if simulations start creating simulations,
Like hurting my brain. I already have a headache.
it's just.
I
It's
did too.
Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about R. Kelly being a piece of shit.
Bro, he ain't do shit.
Shut up.
Isn't it
Eli.
funny that our video, I said R. Kelly ain't do shit like 2 weeks ago? No, it was like a month ago.
What happened?
Oh yeah,
Remember?
in our video, yeah.
Oh.
Did you see that video?
Yeah. No,
Raspberry Record?
Did he?
I kept looking at it. I just watched like a few of the ones that were like just you in them, and then I started one with you guys in it.
You got so close to me, I felt it.
That's because I did touch you. I kind of did touch you. I
Did
felt
you feel
it.
that?
Do you have to buy this pack separate and then get gum to put in it? Or does it come with it?
Ow! Ow!
You
Oh, my head.
You
Oh no, they sell it at Walmart.
They just sell empty
Oh,
packs.
no, they sell like 35
Those
packs,
big-ass
35
packs.
piece. I was so happy when I saw they come out with that. I was like,
If you had that in school, you'd get all the bitches.
no, I hate stuff like that.
But can I have a piece of gum?
I don't like when females
You're
ask
kinda
me for
cute.
things.
They like you more when you tell them no. The girls.
Really?
That's deep.
It doesn't work for me.
That's deep. They want what they can't have.
Yeah, I don't like that. I never did. In school, I didn't like girls asking for things. I'm like, get away from me. I don't want to
They
get
use their womanly power against us.
They're, what does it call it? Female fatale? Is that what it's called?
femme fatale.
Femme fatale?
Yeah. They just flash their titties at us and we give them a little bit.
Because that's what that is, right? What?
Happy Women's Day, bitches.
Oh yeah, I swear I heard them saying that yesterday too.
It's Women's Month.
It's Women's Month. I didn't know that till today.
Okay, I was gonna say I could have sworn I kept hearing them say Women's Day, but I was like, isn't it a whole month?
That's
Why
why
do
we-
they have a day if it's a whole month? I don't get
Why-
it.
I mean, why do
And why
people-
is it in the middle of the month?
And why do
They
people
want a
keep
day
saying
and a
day?
month, bro.
Like, why do people keep saying day if it's a month?
Could you imagine if we like decided we wanted a men's month?
Would never
They'd
happen.
lose their fucking minds.
It would never happen.
We'll never get one. It's kind of
I'd
like
sit here and be like, what, equality? And they'd be like, no.
You got it because we have it.
Like, yeah.
they would just say that we already have. They'd say every day's Men's Day.
And then they'd be
I'd
like,
say
we need
false.
2 months then. Even though, like, is there anything special for Women's Month? It's like nobody's running, like, sales
They
and shit.
just talk about women's history and women's rights.
It's like Black History
Except
Month.
for right now.
Like,
Yeah.
nobody really cares about
Except for
Black
right
History
now,
Month.
they really
It's-
do care about it. 'Cause there's a lot of controversial things with females right now.
Like what?
I mean, the
Like
R.
what?
Kelly thing. This
Oh, yeah, that's
that Air
true.
Force.
Oh,
the,
shit, that's very
the,
timely.
the politician.
Yeah, it is.
The
Robert
politicians
Kraft.
in the Air Force.
Oh yeah,
Who's
Robert
that?
Kraft, dude.
The
You
Patriots
didn't hear about
owner.
that? They
Oh
called
yeah, they
him,
called him
He was
Awful,
getting
bro.
some sucky $5,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
It's
From
so
that
stupid.
fucking-
Wait, so how'd that go? They raided and then he just happened to be there too?
So
Like,
yeah, they busted the massage like parlor because it was part of like a sex ring.
Yeah.
and sex trafficking. Like they were
Uh-huh.
keeping the women there, and it was terrible. And they were just going through the footage.
Like,
And,
there's like-
and
they
in
go
walks
on-
Robert Kraft with his dick out, dude.
oh,
And walks
okay.
Robert Kraft with his dick out and millions and ones, dude. Just throwing them
Fucking
ugly
night and
Asian
out.
So the
girls.
cops are there. So
What do you mean?
So the cops are there just like, whoa, Patriots coach. What the
He
heck?
walked in with 6 rings on his fingers.
On his
6
cock.
rings.
No, he
6
has
of them on
10.
his cock, dude.
He has 10 rings. Belichick and Brady have 6.
Oh my
Pretty sure.
God, dude.
We don't know.
Couldn't even fit the. Dude,
I
you
don't
imagine if he
fucking
fit
know.
all 10 rings on his dick, bro?
It's a long ass
It
dick.
looked like one of those girls in Africa that do the rings on their neck. You know what I'm talking about? That's what it
It's
look
like the head is
dude.
super fat, but the shaft is thin.
Yeah, the head looks like it's about to explode, bro. That's what it looks like when it's in the end of a condom,
Oh
dude.
my god, bro.
It looks
So
like
dumb.
looks like it's stuffed into a summer sausage wrapper, dude. The stuff they put sausage in. That's what it looks like.
For one night, he's a pimp.
Can you imagine?
He has on nothing but Tim's.
Dude,
But I don't
he's
see
got
how he gets in
billions.
trouble though.
I don't see how he can't get a girl regularly.
He probably
Why is he
can.
gonna-
It's because
Why?
It's because when you're rich, the regular stuff gets boring. That's why they snort coke. That's why they overdose on drugs.
That's why they do extra.
That's why that. Yeah, because I mean, like if you think about it, he probably.
He's not gonna get charged. Like he's on trial and all that shit. He's gonna
The
get.
NFL might do something to him, but he won't face any time.
They probably just won't let them win a Super Bowl in the next 2 years. That's about it.
They won't let them.
He was like, "It's okay, I was done anyway. I was leaving when Belichick and what's his face left. When Tom and Belichick leave me too.
Maybe it's part of it's because he knows it's illegal, so he gets like that rush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he can get legal sex all he wants, but illegal sex, bro. It's the
I don't see
biggest
how he
rush.
gets in trouble though.
He's not
Like,
gonna
what's
get
the
in trouble.
difference between having sex with somebody and giving her money, and then just meeting someone and having sex? and then like giving her money or buying her a gift or something. What's the difference?
Solicitation.
But how does he get in trouble for that? They're doing it themselves.
Yeah, but there has to be a buyer to
Well,
make a purchase.
That's
Purchase
true.
can't happen if there's not a buyer.
But why?
When does it become that
Did they get in
transaction is the
trouble?
question.
Did they get in trouble? Does anybody know?
Who gets
the
in trouble?
girls?
If they were underage,
The girls? No, they were being kept there against their will, I'm pretty sure. Sex
Yeah.
trafficking.
no.
They had no other option.
It's
Just like
different.
what R. Kelly did to his girls, dude. He kept them locked up.
I mean, honestly, I feel like, for some reason, I feel like since R. Kelly's acting like a fool and whatnot, I want to be like, yeah, you probably did do it. Plus, his history shows it too, and he's like, he keeps doing stuff.
And he's a survivor of abuse, too.
Yeah, so like,
And
it
it's
makes
like-
sense why he would do this, but
He ain't do shit.
just the fact, that those
Stop
girls,
saying that.
just the fact that the girls that live with him keep saying that he's not doing anything wrong, and they literally keep calling
Yeah,
out
he-
their parents.
They had
I think
they had two of his girlfriends on after him, and they said that
He
there's,
did nothing.
Like,
Nothing.
Yeah.
They pretty much backed. Oh, pretty much
I
what
think-
they did was talk about how good his character was.
I feel like he's just manipulative.
He could be.
So,
Yeah.
like, cause like, I saw them talk to a couple of his past girlfriends who thought he was, like, great until all of a sudden, like, he flipped a switch. He could just be a crazy narcissist that, like, gets people to do whatever they want. Like,
could-
he gets people to do whatever he wants.
I bet a lot of it is like he used to do a lot of the shit like late '90s, early 2000s when the shit was not acceptable, but you can keep it under wraps.
It
and not get
wasn't,
caught.
yeah, like,
He did it
Twitter
with-
hadn't blown up. There
he
was
did it
not
with
a lot of
Aaliyah.
social media.
Yeah. He married
Aaliyah
her.
was
He married
15,
Aaliyah.
right?
Yeah, he
But it
legally.
was legal, wasn't
That's
it? Her
fucked
parents
up.
signed off.
He
on
figured out a way to make it legal or something.
That's
See, but
fucked
see,
up.
that's another thing. Them parents that's on that TV right now are sitting there acting like they had nothing to do with their daughter coming in contact with R. Kelly. Like he said he met her when she was like 17 or something. So you telling me y'all living a regular life, y'all clearly not rich, and she somehow just found her way to an R. Kelly concert without y'all help?
Talk about Aaliyah's.
Yeah,
family?
no, the two girls that are there now.
Oh, okay.
Both of them.
Okay, I got you.
And
how
the-
old are they?
Now they're, I think one's 23 and I think the other's 21.
Oh, that's better than 15.
See, but that's the thing though. If them parents did, if they were negligent, like R. Kelly says they were, that's on them because you literally like you played into his hand. Now they're legal now. So
Yeah.
now even if he did do what he did, doesn't matter. As long as they say he didn't,
Did
and
they-
they're legal now, it doesn't matter.
If you can get legally married, like to a girl that's like 16, can you have sex with her? Is it legal?
I think it's the other way around.
I think it depends on consent.
Yeah, I think you
Depends
can
on the
have
age of
sex consent. Because here in Indiana, the age of consent is 16.
Yeah, but what's consent though? You gotta ask the girl, "Can I have sex with you?"
Or do you like call their parents?
Because I mean, if a 16-year-old
Call
agrees,
the parents.
if a 16-year-old agrees to have sex with a 26-year-old, like, what then? Like, that's illegal, right?
I mean, it's consent, right? Like you said.
But
Like it has to
but
stand
she's
on
still
something.
not a minor, or she's still a minor.
But the age of consent is 16 though.
But what does consent mean? I really don't. Let's look it up.
Let's do that.
Because I don't know. Because like I still feel like
Because people say yes to sex all the time
Is
and
consent-
still end up in court.
is
the
it
next
is
day.
it the parents
Why do you
saying
wanna know?
that they can have consent? I got a couple 15-year-olds waiting outside. No, I'm just playing. Is it the parents who say they can like fuck?
Let's find
Like you
out.
gotta ask the mom.
Because look, I'm wondering if that's the thing. That's kind of weird, you know.
I always thought the age of consent was
Define the age. Shut up.
4. As soon as they can start
4.
talking.
4 years old.
I'm using the laws of 1812. Back in the good old days.
Okay, Merriam-Webster. Age of consent. The age at which one is legally competent to give consent, especially to marriage or to sexual intercourse.
They think that age is 16. Literally the most pivotal part of your life where you make the dumbest decisions of all time.
Is retarded.
Indiana is retarded. Like there's so many things. Indiana's just so
That's-
disappointing.
But it's so
That's
like
stupid.
it's like a paradox almost because she can say that she wants to have sex at age 16, but she can easily like flip the switch and say she got raped.
Right.
It can't happen.
18.
It
She's
can't
like, well, I
happen.
didn't really want it. I told him I wanted it, but I didn't really want it.
Yeah, so then it's like you said, it comes down to like, what is actual consent? Like, what is the part where now I'm safe? Like you said.
Yeah, like there needs to be a process of consent or something. Like fill out forms and shit.
Yeah, bro.
Go downtown, fill out a form before you fuck.
Right.
It'll
did you
never
first
work,
have
man.
sex? Okay, we need you to fuck this paper. You fuck this paper.
Non-disclosure.
Need your fingerprints. We gotta take a blood sample. Take a slice of your hair. Yeah, Yeah, I don't know. It's tricky though.
Yeah, I never liked that sort of thing because
I don't know.
people
It's-
always get crazy about it when you start talking about that. They're like, well, she said that. It's like, but she was like drunk, and I was like, wasn't he drunk too? I was like, but that doesn't matter. And
Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking like, but like, if they're both drunk, why is it still his fault? Like, I don't know. That confuses me
Right.
because technically you guys are both drunk, so that means right at this point you guys both are.
That's why a lot of those cases get dropped, though. It's because they can never figure it out.
It's because men are.
Do they get
predators.
dropped though?
That one about the guy who fucked the girl behind the dumpster.
Yeah, like
They were both
cleansing or
fucked
something.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, you got like, it's like, what's it called? Where you have to like clean outside and shit.
Community service.
Yeah.
That description though was weird though. Like what they said was happening. Like I think they said that like he was doing it and like people saw him doing it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then also I think they said that like they could hear her like, but I think she was like rejecting it. I don't know. But the fact that I don't know, just the fact that y'all see this man at the dumpster, like I don't know, like
I
we're just
feel
gonna let that slide because like that
I
happens.
don't
right?
know. But I don't know what I would do if I saw that. Like, would I pull this dude off of her with his dick out and just like?
You have to. I feel like you'd have to like make a game time decision. Like if it just looks like sex and she's enjoying it,
Yeah, there's
just
nothing you can do.
walk away.
Right. Yeah. Then you don't know. It's crazy college sex. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but if he's holding her down and like beating her and it's violent, then maybe I'd be like, all right,
Something's not right.
someone has to stop this
I've always thought like, why would you even want that kind of sex? Like, why would you want to
Rape
rape a
sex?
girl? Like, she can't even get wet for you. Like, it doesn't even feel normal because it's not like consensual.
Right.
You're like raping dry flesh.
I think it's the same as Robert Kraft wanting sex from the fucking massage. It's because you know you're not supposed to do it. It's the
You think
rush.
it's like disorder?
It's the rush of. I don't know.
It's the nasty.
Because I've never had an urge to rape.
Kind of. No.
Well, I mean, like
don't
everyone
really
can't have it.
Like,
But-
I've never had the urge
I've never
to rape.
like. Oh, I
That's
gotta
good.
rape.
I'm glad.
Yeah, I am
Urge
too.
to
Like,
rape. But it's like it's like I don't know. I think some people have it, some people don't. Just like criminals, like people who kill, like Ted Bundy. He's a serial killer. Like he knows you're not supposed to kill people, but he did it anyway.
he literally had no reasoning for doing
Actually,
it.
he'd have sex with them, and they would consent to sex, and then he would kill them. So it wasn't even raping them. It was just the fact that he could kill them. And then I think once he did it, he was like, okay, let's see how many I can get away with.
I feel like if I was born in like the 60s or 70s, I'd be a serial killer.
Why?
Because I have that mindset sometimes.
You wanna
What
kill
kind of
people?
mindset?
I don't want to kill people, but I can see the thrill in it.
You just get stuck. Yeah, I think once you commit like a really like heinous crime, then you're more likely to commit another one because you like how it feels. You feel that guilt.
And you feel like
that-
you're winning something by keep getting away with it.
Right, that too. You're like, oh shit. I mean, Ted Bundy, like he got away from law enforcement for like 5 years. Dude.
Yeah, but nowadays you can't do that shit. There's cameras everywhere.
Yeah, it's hard. One of my buddies was arguing with me. What he was like, I'm pretty sure I could get away with murder if I wanted to, and I was like, I don't know. I don't think you could ever like get away with murder. Like he was like, if I just pulled a homeless person off the street into my car, killed him, dumped his body,
Just kill them on the fucking road.
and then just leave him. But there's no way they'd trace it back
There-
to you.
I feel like
there'd be
there's ways.
footprints, like not footprints, but
Go to
there'd
like
be-
a random town. Like, don't leave any paper trail. Just like drive up on somebody, pop his ass.
Somebody would have seen you. They had to have. They'll find you somehow.
Somebody's
Like,
always looking.
They always will.
Somebody's always looking. We live in a Panopticon.
What's that? Yeah, what is that? You're
A
gonna take some-
Panopticon. I was listening to a philosophy podcast. I brought out the big word so I can explain it to you guys.
Who's the guy?
Yeah, the political
There's
stuff.
a guy who going around Fort Wayne, like selling that pyramid scheme.
Dude, it's all over the place. It's called an MLM. I forget what it stands for. Let's look it up.
He's been to my job multiple times, and he like leaves notebooks behind, like 5-star notebooks. He'll like write down ideas, and I feel like he purposely leaves them. And they'll have like,
What are the ideas? What do they say?
like 10 things you should do to be successful, shit like that. Like he'll leave them. It'll only be like a couple pages written on, and then he'll just leave them.
The whole
Like he wants you to find them or something.
Huh. It is weird.
Multi-level marketing.
Yeah, an MLM is a multi-level marketing scheme. A person, as a seller, buys a certain amount of product from a distributor and then sells for a profit. The seller must then kick back some of his profit to the distributor. In turn, all the other sellers this person has recruited and distributes product to must kick back some of their profits to him. It's your general pyramid scheme. It just got a new name. Amway is the prototypical MLM.
You gonna read the rest?
I wish I had a business mind.
Mm.
She doesn't interest me.
Business. I think it's interesting. It's just I can't keep I couldn't read a book on business. It puts me to sleep.
I think I'm good at like the like reading people and shit like that. Like I can communicate with people.
I think
but like when you put words to it and shit, I don't understand it.
I can be really
I can
good
naturally.
at like directing a conversation with people. I think, or getting them to talk about something that like I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Directing.
Like, because
the
all business
conversation.
really is just deception, nonstop, over and over. Everybody's lying to each other, all that shit.
Wait, business?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It can be. That can be part of
Do you
it.
think
I
there's
don't-
nobody like there's no like pure souls in business?
I mean, I don't lie to people when I sell them used washers and dryers. I tell them exactly what's up with it.
That dude that's Meek Mill's friend. I think that guy's 100.
Who's that?
The guy that dang, you guys don't. Oh, okay, so
yeah, but he's probably real to him.
Michael
Like-
Rubin,
Oh, that dude with the beard.
the guy
that's
that was
right.
on Breakfast Club with the hoodie. He when he was I think like 14, he owned a ski shop business, and like pretty much he's been getting bread since he was like 14. And he wasn't even rich. He had a middle class family. He just had.
But
his
the thing
mind
is,
was
he'd be
that
looking out
mindset.
for his own. Like he's never, like if it came down to his own or somebody else's, he's gonna get his.
Right.
So that's where like,
Is that wrong?
Yeah, why is that
I
wrong?
mean, it's not wrong or right.
It's got to be one.
Nah.
I mean, it's subjectively wrong or right. I mean, you
I
can
mean,
look at it.
that's
like,
what I'm trying to get at, though. Like everybody's in it for themselves at the end of the day. Like
Yeah,
nobody,
sure.
you're not in business to make money for this person. You're
Right.
all in it for yourself.
It's
and that's
weird.
where the deception comes from.
It's weird in my job because like we want the store to make money, but we also want to make enough money that we can keep building houses for people. So it's like if they want to make enough money that they can pay their workers, and that the managers can look good, like they're bringing in this much money, but that money is also going to build houses. So it's like making them look good, and it's paying us, but we're also building houses for people that need it. So there's like this weird like sort of trade-off there.
But then you're just seeing it like on your level, like up there, wherever up there is.
They're just worried about bringing
they're
in.
all in it for this.
They're worried about bringing in cash.
Yeah,
and I
that's
mean,
all
the
they care
more
about.
the more cash they bring in, the more they can pay themselves, essentially. But that's how everything works. It's a non-for-profit, but I don't even know what that means. What does that mean, non-for-profit?
Yeah, honestly,
Everything's
nowadays.
for-profit.
Yeah, I mean, I was like nowadays. Who knows what that means? Because I used to always think when people
It's
said
just an
that
excuse to not pay
Yeah.
taxes or less taxes.
tax breaks and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I used to always think like, if it's called nonprofit, then how are they still in business? Like I used to
Right,
always
there has to
wonder
be
how
some
they.
profit.
Honestly, I know there's got to be something they're doing, but I just figured that it was something I couldn't understand and didn't feel
Well,
like
I
figuring out.
volunteer at a nonprofit, and like they always throw like events and shit. Like they have a budget that they want to meet at the end of the year, and then anything that they like get after that, it's just profit, and then they can spend it on like other stuff they want.
Are donations profit? Would you consider that profit? Like if people donate to
I don't think it's
cause?
considered a profit.
No, because I mean that helps a lot.
But it's weird because
Let's look up
if you get
not-for-profit.
money given to you, you have to claim it. Like if you're doing your taxes on TurboTax or something, they're like, did you receive any money for like any other kind of money? You know?
Right, yeah. Because, like, people that do... Why did this just send me to another search page? That's annoying. Like, people that do contracting work. Like, I work with a guy who does random, like people will call him up and be like, hey, do you want to put a... wood floor in my house? And then he'll do it on contract, and he has to, like, write it off on his taxes. Like, he has to keep track of all the jobs that he does.
What does he do? He just does odd jobs.
Yeah, he does like plumbing. He does like flooring. He'll do all sorts of shit. He'll do electrical work. He's your handyman.
Sounds like a relative of mine.
Non-profit is not making or conducted primarily to make a profit. So it's not saying that they're not making a profit. It's saying it's conducted primarily. It's not making or conducted primarily to make a profit. So you can still make a profit working for a
See,
non-for-profit.
again,
It
It's
just
just
can't. It
deception.
just can't be the
Yeah.
front page of what you're doing.
Right. It can't be
It's just
Yeah.
a constant loop of like working around things.
constant loopholes.
Like, you can, like, if you get fucking sued or something for making a profit at a nonprofit, you can go to this definition. But technically, we weren't there primarily to make a profit.
Yeah, we're not primarily focused on making a profit.
Just constant lies.
I don't know. I think there's a good lie.
Is there, though?
The noble lie.
Like what?
Like,
Because it's always hurting somebody.
no, you lie to keep from hurting somebody.
But then if they find out, like, eventually
it's still,
everything
yeah.
comes to light.
Yeah,
You'll never, unless you just straight up just die.
it's still no good though.
And if you believe in God, like, it depends on your belief system too. Like, you could be hurting yourself,
You are.
have a heavy conscience.
A noble lie is a myth or untruth, often but not invariably a religious nature. Knowingly propagated by an elite to maintain social harmony or to advance an agenda. The noble lie is a concept originated by that guy again, Plato. Jeez, what isn't he on?
You've never, like, told a lie though that you think you're keeping somebody safe from, but then that lie makes you, like, live differently.
I've
then
seen
you
it
can,
happen
like,
to people
You can be, like, altering the
in
way
their
you're living.
relationships. I've seen it happen
I don't
to
think
people in their relationships.
lies aren't good at all. Like, you could say noble lies are like lying to your kids to, like, keep them away from something. But
Right.
it'd be almost better if they knew, like, the truth about it, so they can, like, not.
But it depends on what we're talking about. You know.
True. But
Because like if the family dog got run over by a car and it was splattered all over the road, you know, your kid asks what happened to it, you're just gonna say that it died, you know. Or if it got torn apart by coyotes, like you're not gonna tell it.
Yeah,
it
you're
was
not
torn.
gonna say
You know
that.
what I'm saying? So
I would.
is that a lie?
Because it's the
Or is it
truth.
withholding information?
I'd rather just let them experience the truth than lie
It's
to
just
them.
it's still deception.
Because I
though.
feel like years later, you'd probably just tell them anyways, and then
Or they'd find out.
yeah.
They'd find out when they were mature.
I don't see something like that. I don't see why even the need to lie. If it actually happened, it happened.
I don't know. I mean, you can just say that the dog's dead is enough. You don't have to go and say that it was ripped apart by wild coyotes or swooped up by an owl. 'Cause, you know, everybody's got them fucking teacup dogs now.
I feel like that's the problem, though. Especially when we're kids, we're all lied to.
You think we're too
Makes us
sheltered?
ignorant. Yeah.
We're all deceived.
Hmm.
And so when you're lying, but it's like when it gets all technical, it becomes deception. It's not a lie anymore. It's deception, but it's still bad.
Wait, where's the line? You said when it gets technical?
Like I don't know. Like I feel like when it's not just cut and dry anymore, and we start coming up with these reasons and but not this and that. Yeah, and just I don't know. When it's not cut and dry anymore, and it gets all extra, then it's just deception now. Pretty much what I'm saying is there's no way around it. It's still bad regardless.
And the truth
If
does
there's-
hurt. But it's so
Yeah.
much easier to keep up with the truth because you don't have to keep, like, remembering what you said. And keep
Yeah,
up with
you
that
don't have to
story.
keep a story and then
Sometimes it's easier to lie than tell the truth, though.
Oh.
not
Well,
really.
it's easier, yeah, like in that moment. But to keep up with it, that shit is hard. 'Cause
It's harder.
Sometimes I'll be forgetting, like, what I said and shit. I have to ask questions like, what did I say?
Right. So you think deception is like we can't avoid it? We can't avoid lying. If we can't
I
avoid
think
it,
we
then
can do
shouldn't,
it.
it shouldn't be bad.
No, I
we
mean,
shouldn't view it as
I didn't say you can't avoid it. I'm saying that it cannot, like, the fact that lying and deception is not good, that's that. Like, there's no extra variables or some type of situation you can come up with. Well, what if? No, it's still bad. Regardless, it's still bad.
And like I said earlier, like if you have a belief system like religion or something, you said it, a lie. It's to, like, keep the other person from
To
hurting.
protect somebody.
Yeah, you'd be hurting yourself. Like, you'd have a heavy conscience and shit, and you'd think about it.
Yeah, true.
But if you don't believe in anything, I guess it wouldn't really matter.
It wouldn't.
I have an idea.
Yeah, but R. Kelly was yelling at Gayle King. I watched
He
each
was
other.
yelling at her, dude.
Yeah, and the girl's been all like, it's like, Robert.
You're killing me with this shit.
I'm trying to have this shit with our kids. It's like, Robert, we don't know what you're talking about. Everyone watching this right now, you just look confusing. Like, we don't get it, bro. You tell him things about your life. You
I
just
thought it was awkward that his guys came over and started doing his makeup. Why?
no. They were
Really?
trying to make sure his face was not like swaying and stuff. I
You
thought I
can
was
tell
weak.
he's very like a narcissist, like you said, because he was like,
Yeah.
"Is this camera rolling? Make sure it keeps rolling." Like he wanted to make sure like we saw his real emotions and shit.
Yeah, we'll make sure we watch him put on a show. After a while, though, if you're always putting on a show, you're not putting on a show anymore. You just have problems. And I think that's what he has. He has problems. Man can't read. Like, he clearly knows nothing about finances. And
What's the thing? What's up with the thing with him coming on a helicopter with a dog? Like, why did he even say that?
I didn't even hear that
Wait,
helicopter
he
thing.
came on a helicopter?
Yeah, what's that about?
Yeah, in the
He
interview.
nutted on a helicopter? With a dog?
I know he was gonna say.
I don't know how it got brought up, but he was like,
Yeah.
I came here on a helicopter with a puppy. That's all I heard.
Yeah.
Is he forcing an image of himself?
I think that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to
Helicopter,
but-
rich, puppy. He's
But he
like-
also said he's broke, so like, trumps his own state.
He's saying that people are taking money from him and stuff, which I mean, I guess I could see that, but I just feel like he's still trying to persuade the public that he's better
Oh, yeah.
than what these women are saying he is, and stuff like that.
I think when you get that famous, you lose some of yourself.
I feel like it's kind of hard not to, you know.
Like, he's not. Whose phone is that?
It's not yours though.
It's ringing. Somebody.
Don't answer it.
Mackay.
It's your brother.
What time does it say?
It's 8:30.
What? Is it really 8:30?
Yeah.
Damn, I don't want to get up.
You gotta go?
I feel like we haven't talked about anything yet.
We talked about a lot. You want to answer some?
Wait, so is this how it always goes?
You want to answer some ethical dilemmas? We just find different shit.
Let's get it.
I feel like you guys had an idea of what I would do when I got on this thing, right?
No, we just kind of get in here and spitball.
Oh, cool.
So let's see if we can go over some of these ethical
Okay,
dilemmas.
let's get it.
Do you cut into a lane? Hang on, let me see if I can find a better one. This one kind of sucks.
Yeah, that was annoying. I didn't even. That frustrated me. It's like, yeah, duh.
Okay, here we go. When you're desperate, is it worth lying to land a job?
Subjectively.
Here we go. So
I've lied to
let's
get
see
jobs.
if I can. Really?
Oh yeah.
Says you're a soft-skilled employee, you're not technical, and have gotten by on being well-organized and well-liked. After having been laid off...
Let's just hold on. Let's just answer the question and like make our own interpretation,
Yeah.
so we're not swayed by that.
Okay, I gotcha.
That's just long as fuck anyway.
Because here's an argument for lying and an argument against lying.
That's just for people that don't know where to go with
I can
this.
give an example. Like to get a job, I'll tell them like I'm free whenever, like my
Oh,
schedule's
yeah,
open.
yeah. Yep,
But really,
I
I
do that.
got like shit to do, like certain times that I don't tell them about.
Yeah,
that's-
that's lying. So is it worth lying to land the job? I mean, as long as you're not lying about something critical, maybe?
Yeah.
Like, as long as you're not lying about who you are or your
Yeah.
credentials. If you're not lying about, oh yeah, I have a degree in this, and then go print off a degree template with your name on it.
You know what I've been
Right.
thinking about? Like going off of that is, you know how they just ask for like, we need a copy of your degree or whatever.
Mhm.
How can they prove that that's actually real? Like, do they call universities and shit?
I don't know. I would think if you're at a high profile enough like job, they definitely would.
Yeah,
call
there's
that.
got to be a way.
I remember one time I was curious, so I looked up. You can print off like degree templates if you wanted to.
Well,
you
say
can print
your
it off on a
job.
card stock, which is like thick paper, and then you could put a fake stamp on it. Like,
Wait, say your job or
Really
my
easy.
job. What if you wanted to get into like management, where it's not like super big deal, but like you need a degree to hop right into it? You think they'd look into you?
they would definitely look into you, but how far would they look is the question.
I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Because, I mean, most people, they don't show their degree when they say they have one. You know, they just be like, yeah, I have a degree in this from here.
Yeah, they really don't. You're right.
And so how do you go check? Like,
It's really weird to think that you go through all this schooling just to like, in your mind, know that you have a bachelor's and you have a piece of paper. That's literally
right.
it.
And then, like, that costs you, like, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Like it's just the idea of like, oh, I completed this much school, so I'm this now.
Right. And you're worth this. What do you think? Would you lie to land a job if you're desperate?
Yeah, I think I do. I agree with what you were saying. No, I think that's why I didn't get any jobs when I was looking for jobs, because I didn't lie.
Because you didn't lie?
Yeah.
So as long as you don't lie about, like, the important shit.
That's what I mean by we're too far gone. It's like
What I should
you almost
have.
have to lie.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say
You
like
just have to
Yeah.
go with the flow.
Well, it's because they ask you ridiculous shit. Like, are you like, when can you be available? And if you're not available all the time, they don't want you.
it's also the question is also you just know that if you answer a certain way, then you'll be scrapped, and it's like, why are you asking me that? Like, you just know.
Yeah.
Is it always right to be a whistleblower?
Yeah.
Fuck with them.
I know what it means.
That's like you work with a company and they're doing some shady shit, and you decide that you're gonna snitch on it, or you're gonna tell everybody. Like Edward Snowden came out and said that the NSA was spying on everybody, like they were keeping records of everybody.
Okay, here's my issue with that. So people are always complaining, NSA spying this, they stole my information that. Okay, seriously, like they talk about these companies and they like snitch on them and stuff and say they took information, they're giving it to these people and that people and this and that. If the government decides that they want to take your information, you're not gonna know.
Right.
In fact, they may already have.
They probably already.
So like,
have it.
why even complain? Most
Yeah.
likely, if anyone actually is skilled enough to take your info, like you guys say they already did it, and there's nothing you can do about it. You don't even know what happened. So
I
why
kind
even cry about it?
I see your argument because, like, if they have your information and you're not a criminal, they're not going to use it against you. They're never going to have
Yeah.
anything to do. Like, the person who's collecting my data is probably really bored because I don't do anything criminal. Or, I mean, if it is criminal, it's petty criminal. You know, it's not anything that's
They
like
sell to people though. Like,
Petty.
yeah, they don't want
That's-
like crimes. They want to sell
that's
to people.
yeah, petty crimes, stealing juicy juice out of a fucking pavilion. But when they sell your information, that's the problem. I don't want people to have my information who I didn't decide to give my information to.
Mhm.
You know, like Facebook was selling information to people when you decide to give your
Yeah,
information to
see,
Facebook.
but they still could be doing it. Who says they're not doing it
They
right now?
probably-
You
I
don't
think
know.
it's just people, like, they just want to stand up for themselves. Like, they think they can somehow beat the system, like, by speaking up, but they really can't.
By speaking up against like privacy,
yeah.
like that.
They think that they can stop it when they can never really stop it.
No,
I-
we live in a Panopticon.
I don't
Somebody
even-
somewhere is watching us and we can't see it.
Yeah.
There's a camera on your
I think it's
laptop.
just a natural concept of freedom.
Even that Facebook shit, like, I feel like they're put into court and all that shit just to, like, show the people, like, oh, they could possibly get in trouble.
And then
Even
what
though,
happens?
Like,
It's
that
the-
dude's not going to get arrested.
It's,
Nothing's
it's the
happened.
version of covering that dude in tar and oil and pulling his skin off. We know where the power is because we can see Mark Zuckerberg testifying in front of Congress. We understand.
Just like
that-
Robert Kraft, that dude's not going to prison.
No.
He's 80-something years old. You really think they're going to put him in prison? With
Right.
all that money?
I mean, they
all that
put-
money he could pay these judges and shit.
They put Bill
Yeah.
Cosby in prison.
Yeah, but
That's
he's black.
That's what my mom said.
Really?
Dude, my mom's so racist, man.
Is she really?
Like, I mean, not racist. Just feel like a lot of our parents grew up a certain way. It's like,
Oh yeah.
around people.
Part of it's true, but my dad's the same way. Like, I believe part of it, like, a lot of it is race, but sometimes it's people.
It's
take
just
it too
not.
far.
Yeah, I feel like it's not so much people taking it too far. I just feel like people be reaching, like in all
Yeah.
these little different, and all these facets of liberalism, like with like in between the different minority groups and social groups and whatnot. And I just feel like a lot of them be reaching. Like sometimes, like when the incident happens, like you didn't have to say that it was because of that. Like we could have like.
Yeah.
Looked over the situation as like a whole, and then maybe after we did that, come to that. But then someone's always like, "Oh, it's because of this," and then now everyone's hashtagging.
Or just like the cop shooting videos. If it's a black person, it's instantly race.
yeah,
Like, they don't even analyze
they
the
don't even
situation.
look at
or
it,
nothing.
nothing. Like
You don't know if
even if it did so happen to be like a race thing, but like
right.
look
Yeah,
at
but
it
you don't even
first.
know nowadays.
Yeah, like people don't even they don't want to know.
I remember when that shit started too. That was in like 2013,
The
2014.
Trayvon, right?
Yeah, that was the first big one. But there was like a wave that came. It was like every other day there was another shooting.
Yeah, and then it just started happening.
Yeah, and it was because cops were
I
shooting.
tell you,
black
man, it's
people.
unnatural. It was just unnatural though. Like I mean, like you know what I feel like? Will Smith said something. He said that like this stuff isn't new. It's just new.
Yeah.
This was
It's-
already happening.
It's that we're
just,
having it on camera.
Yeah, it's just now getting on camera. That's all it is.
I think it's fading out though. Like, our generation, we don't really care about race.
It's